I'm going to say something that might be really uncomfortable. Love should not cost you your mental health. But you know what? A lot of people are silently struggling in relationships and calling it love.
When people think of romantic relationships, they think of butterflies and glitter and everything going perfectly, but they don't realize that these are two lives that you're bringing together, and each person separately had different stories, different life experiences, different traumas, different fears, and we're often not taught how to handle those things.
Right. This is Breaking the Silence, where we have real conversations about mental health and relationships.
So I think one thing that can really impact mental health is when people think love means endurance. Like, no matter what this person does,
Right.
I must just take it. I must endure it. And that can be very damaging.
Yes, I think it can, because love should not be sacrificing your emotional well being, right? And I often tell people to ask yourself this in a relationship. Like, not just do I love this person, but do I feel safe when I'm with this person? Because I believe that emotional safety is very important in a healthy relationship.
The idea of emotional safety is so important, but I feel like a lot of people don't know what it actually looks like.
Yes, I agree. I think emotional safety, it means that you should not fear expressing yourself. You should not fear being dismissed or being punished for expressing yourself. I think in a relationship, we should feel comfortable setting boundaries, and disagreements is something that we have with everybody, so that is inevitable in your relationship, right? So I feel like when you're in a relationship, you should be allowed to disagree with your partner, but that disagreement, it should happen in a healthy way.
Respectful.
Right, you have to be very respectful.
Yes. I feel like a lot of us, we don't have our voice, or we need to find our voices, because I've had many different experiences, and sometimes just because one person has a voice and the other doesn't, it can create an imbalance in the relationship. So
Right.
it can be unfair to both parties. So for example, if the guy, let's say something happened, we're out together, something happened, right? The guy didn't like it, but he didn't say anything. He chose to keep it on the inside. That's his choice. The female is unaware that anything happened.
Right.
What he's doing is robbing her of a chance to actually fix the issue.
Right, and communication. That's why
Exactly.
communication is key
She
in a
has to
relationship.
know that something is wrong, or there's something that you don't like. But then when something happens and he does something wrong now, maybe she, having her voice, might speak up in a respectful manner, in a healthy manner. He might feel, why are you making that a problem?
Exactly.
Why are you speaking up? It's unfair.
Right.
Why you get to speak and I don't? When he didn't realize he chose not to speak.
That's
and vice
right.
versa.
So both parties should have a voice in a relationship, and both parties should respect each other's opinions or perspective on whatever the issue may be.
I also want to say, in my experience, this is not all guys. Like, there's millions of different types of guys in the world. I'm just giving, yes, I'm just giving my experience. I find in our culture, a lot of the men focus on the physical, where they think emotional safety was that.
Exactly.
But safety to them is physical. If we're out together and somebody, I will fight, or I will, and they're not even aware of emotional safety. So for an example, emotional safety that guys may not be aware of. If you have female friends, or maybe you work with females, right? And the decisions that you make and the way that you move among them, you can create an environment that's emotional unsafe for your spouse. Meaning, if you're too close with these people, they can say things like, work husband and work wife, and like talk about your partner in a certain way. Oh, she don't even know I have him wrapped around my finger. Oh, she don't even know what I do with him. You understand?
Right.
Where they can look down on you because of how that person is acting, or maybe they're too close with them or something like that. Your spouse or your partner will not feel safe because they feel like you're giving the outside world a certain impression to disrespect your relationship. That is part of emotional safety. When you have clear boundaries with other people, and when your partner knows that.
And I feel like the same goes for guys, because sometimes it goes both ways. Because a guy may be uncomfortable with his partner or his spouse having male friends,
right?
And a female maybe, vice versa. And I feel like if there is trust in the relationship, that should not be an issue. And of course, we need to set boundaries with our friends, because we have to understand that we are in a relationship. So how is that going to affect whatever action that person does? How is that going to affect my partner?
It's all connected,
right?
So the way that you're moving, it's connected to emotional safety. It's connected to how comfortable your partner is trusting you, seeing that you have the proper boundaries that you all agreed upon.
Right.
So when you're living your everyday life, if you want to be single and do whatever you want. If you choose to be in a relationship, your actions, you're representing that other person as well. You have to consider your actions. You have to know that everything is connected, right? If you don't want that burden, I mean, it's not a burden to me, but if you want to call it a burden, if it's a burden to you, or that responsibility is a better word, just stay single. It's as simple as that. I also noticed that a lot of people confuse intensity with love. So, for example, if the relationship is not always passionate and dramatic and just fireworks and sparks happening, then they feel like it's not real love, and that's actually not the case.
Yeah, and I feel like intensity can show up as like anxiety, like when persons have attachment issues or fears, they are insecure, or unresolved emotional wounds show up in the relationship. So I think healthy love, it doesn't always have to be dramatic. Sometimes it can be peaceful.
Most times
it's calm.
Peaceful, yes.
Right?
Yes.
It can be peaceful, it can be calm. And I feel like people need to understand that they should not be questioning their worth in a relationship. You should never be questioning your worth in a relationship.
You know what I think is happening? When somebody is unhappy or the traumas are plaguing them, they think that the excitement is filling a hole. The excitement is what's keeping them going and what's keeping them, but that's not love. For you to have healthy love, you have to be whole. You cannot be searching.
To do the work before the relationship. You have to do the healing before the relationship.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, we carry that into the relationship, and then we are insecure, we have trust issues and all of these things, and that has a great negative impact on our relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Because we feel like if it's not dramatic, then it's not love. But it shouldn't be that way.
Even with calling a guy romantic because of his gestures. Sometimes we want these guys to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars. And now I'm not saying there's not a time your partner will not spoil you. But that should not be the basis of what you think love is.
Love
there
is
will be
deeper
times,
than that.
yes, love is not monetary. There will be times when y'all should not be spending that money. Not that y'all don't have it or y'all cannot, but maybe y'all should be spending that money to buy your house instead.
Right.
Telling baby, no, you don't need to be doing all of that for
Right.
me. Let's do that for my birthday instead, or let's do that next year instead.
Right.
Let's like,
And I feel like we women, we put pressure on men to
Yeah.
like always be the one giving.
sometimes yes,
And
yes.
I feel like, and it all depends on, I'm talking from a monetary perspective, it all depends on the financial situation of each person.
Mhm.
So if the woman is making more, then I don't see anything wrong with the woman, doing majority.
Right.
And I know some persons might
Woo,
disagree
woo.
with me.
Woo, that's a spicy comment there, my
I know
girl.
a lot of people might disagree with me, but that's how I feel on the situation. But we grew up with the mindset that the man should always be the one providing.
Yeah, but that's exactly why this has messed up the thinking for a lot of men.
Times have changed. Before, the women used to be at home and the man used to be working, so the man had to be the one providing.
Right.
Now we're both working, right?
Right.
In most instances, we're both working. So why is it that I feel as the woman that the man has to always be the one to provide?
He
And
shouldn't.
you can disagree with me.
No.
Because I know a lot of persons will disagree with me because a lot of persons have that perception. But I see it differently.
I think every relationship has to do what's best for them.
Exactly.
It's the two people together that
It's
deciding
based on
that.
each person's circumstance.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I cannot give a blanket statement saying whoever making the most money will do or no. Once the two people agree
Mhm.
and comfortable and happy
Mhm.
with whatever scenario they create for themselves, that's when it's healthy and it's good.
Yeah. So I'm not saying like it has to be that way, but I'm saying that it's possible and it's not what society has taught us that the man have to provide.
You're absolutely
regardless.
right. You're absolutely right. I think what it might be too, it's perfectly fine if a woman is making more money, that she's the provider and the man, either he's in the house with the kids or whatever.
Stay at home dad.
That's completely fine. I think in our culture,
Especially in the Caribbean.
yes, I think in our culture, what has happened is just the way that they raise guys. They did not raise them to be emotionally intelligent. So they where they thrive is out
providing.
there. They were taught to think that success is how much money you're making, versus is your wife happy, is your family happy, are you emotionally available, do you, when you go home, do you all have discussions, are you all connected on that level?
Some persons, they just feel like once I'm providing,
yeah,
that's it,
and that's not
love.
it. That's
their definition of love, but that is not it.
Yeah,
because that will not keep a woman. I'm speaking of myself. That will not keep a woman if you feel that is love. Love is deeper than that.
Yeah.
And as you said, come home to me and babe, how was your day?
Yes.
Do you need help with the kids?
Do you want me to give you a foot massage? Maybe she wore heels all day at work. So this is the main idea I'm getting from this topic. Stop listening to these outside people telling you how to have your relationship.
Okay.
Right?
Well said.
You and your partner, you'll sit together, you'll write down pros, cons, you'll write down what I like, what you like, what works for me, what I think is love, what you think is love, and try to compromise and bring it together as close as possible and meet in the middle. Once the two of you are happy with that, it does not matter what
the
anybody
outsiders
else
see.
thinks. Even if the woman is a breadwinner and your friends telling you, hey, use this, use that,
yes.
They should not be your friends. Why you have people you call friends telling you that? Real friends would never tell you that. They would be like,
say it louder for those in the back.
No, but for real, your real friends would say, well, if it's working for you, my boy, I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. Real friends are happy for you and you're happy. Guys, y'all don't know that. Let me tell you.
Give it to them, Cassie.
No, because I I feel like a lot of people, they're trying to fit into this mold that society created and their group of friends created. God don't send you here to do that. Like, you're not supposed to. Why did he create so many different types of people and looking differently, skin color different, all kinds of things like that? The reason why he created it, it was meant, we were meant to be different. You were not meant to be like your friend or your cousin. You were meant to be you and do life your way.
You could not have said it better.
Yes.
And that has been my motto, my theme. Like,
yes,
I am not going based on what society says. I'm going based on what my mind tells me is right.
But what I'm saying also, do not make that an excuse to be a horrible person and be hurting other people. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about positivity. We're talking about making an impact. We're talking about people being happy and joyful. So let's talk about something that a lot of people don't often discuss. What about those people who are in relationships but still feel lonely inside the relationship? Rochelle?
That kind of loneliness is so real. So many of us go through that.
Really?
Like, you can be physically next to someone but feel emotionally unseen. And I've been through that. I have.
What does that feel like?
Girl, sometimes, let me give you an example, right? So let's say we're in a relationship 4 to 5 years or whatever duration, and that person still doesn't know my love language. They're loving me in their love language and not in mine. And I feel like if you're really into somebody and you're pursuing somebody, you need to love them in their love language.
Agree.
Right? So for instance, if I say my love language is physical touch, I expect there to be a lot of intimacy in the relationship, right? And that is I'm just giving an example, but I feel like that is one of the reasons why a lot of people feel lonely in the relationship, because they're not being loved the way they need to be loved.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like when you're dating somebody or pursuing somebody, you need to understand what they need to feel loved, and don't love them the way that you need to be loved. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Because you're basically loving them in your love language,
not in theirs.
Not in theirs.
I understand.
Right?
What you're saying.
So, guys, we need to fix that.
Yeah.
We really do need to fix that.
But I also feel like a lot of us, you see, it goes back to the culture thing, where we were taught to put so much of our focus into our work and be detail oriented and make sure you're on top of this and on top of that, and not take that same energy and detail oriented skills into our relationship.
Exactly.
Because we didn't see it growing up, and our parents didn't see it growing up either.
Right.
So it's like it's a cycle repeating itself. And guys, we need to break that cycle. Hence, breaking the silence.
Breaking the silence. You really need to break that cycle. You need to understand your partner. You need to get to know your partner. You need to know how your partner needs to be loved.
Study the person. Study them.
Sometimes it's not one person's fault.
Right.
It's the lack of communication.
True.
The other person, as much as the other person tries to get it out of them, they're not communicating
what they need.
They expect the other person to know.
Right.
The person cannot read your mind.
There's also other aspects to it. Life can be so unforgiving, man. Like when you have to work and you're stressed out and you have children to see about, I can see it being easy to have a relationship fall through the cracks when you're just trying to get by and you're trying to survive. So,
but that's why intentional, and that's why that has been my key word. Intent. You have to be, as much as life can get crazy, because it does at times, you have to be intentional. So yes, life has been crazy. You have to sit back and say, you know what? I know that's what Rochelle really loves, intimacy. So you know what? This Sunday, I'm going to make time for her.
Yes.
And if I can't, you have a conversation about it and you explain to the person why it has not been the way that you want it to be.
Yeah.
And
Which
that the
is-
person will be more understanding, Cassie.
which is even a better reason why we need to get out of survival mode. Y'all, that's very important. That's another topic we need to talk
Take a
about.
sip on this one because we really do need to get out of
Survival mode have us being a shell, like shells of ourselves, being zombies walking around on default mode, on autopilot. No, for real.
It's true.
And we squandering our relationships and good things that we have going on
Mhm.
because we just don't have the capacity to take care of it the way that we need to.
Mhm.
So all of that is part of it.
Mhm.
We need to be taking better care of ourselves and our mental health.
Right.
And stop ignoring when you know you're in survival mode and you're in a bad situation or in a job that you should not be in. Like, I'm not saying get up and leave. I know everybody cannot do that. A
Have
lot
a
of people,
plan. You have to
but
have a
you
plan.
have to start putting some sort of plan together to change your life and to be happy. Like, you have to keep working at it. You cannot just give up and just stay there and just be miserable and then you expect your relationship to be great. It will not be. Your relationship with yourself not great. Why would it be great with that other person?
Right. So that's why you have to do the work on yourself, reiterating. Do the work on yourself before you enter a relationship, because whatever struggles that you're dealing with is going to show up in that relationship.
Exactly.
And that's not fair to the other person.
Exactly.
It really isn't.
I think another really important, maybe one of the most important topics, learning how to love someone without losing yourself. I feel like a lot of people think that they need to change who they are just to be accepted. But the main question is, do you even know who you are?
That's
Because
a very deep question.
unless you figure that out, you cannot even see when you change and you cannot even measure it.
Right. And that's why I often remind people that, like, healthy love shouldn't make you shrink yourself, right? It shouldn't make you feel like you cannot express your opinions, and it also shouldn't make you feel like you have to hide your emotions, right? And I feel like a lot of people feel that they have to be somebody else in order for them to keep a relationship, and that is very unhealthy. Like, you should not be having to change who you are in order for you to keep a relationship, guys. Right? The right person, they will help you grow and not disappear. Basically, they will not make you feel like you have to shrink in order for you to fit what they need in order for you to be loved.
But that's not to say that if you don't have traits that you need to work on.
Oh, that's
because we all have positive and negative traits. Right.
There's always room for growth and improvement.
Right. So,
but it has to be communicated.
Don't get that confused with somebody who accepts you but trying to help you improve your negative traits. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that the core of who you are, let's say you're an outdoorsy person, that's not a negative trait, but that person with, they don't like that about you. That's a serious issue, right? Because then
you have to decide whether it is I can be with somebody who is not an outdoorsy person.
Right.
You have to decide, because you cannot shrink yourself and say, okay, because they're not an outdoorsy person, I'm gonna stay in, and then you're unhappy.
Exactly.
So, or you'll have to compromise, and then both you'll have to be satisfied with the decision that you'll come to.
So that's a perfect example of having to shrink yourself or not do the things that you love doing that are positive and good for you. Because a lot of people like to make excuses for their negative traits that they have.
I agree.
And twist things and make it seem like when we say you don't have to shrink yourself, that's what we're talking about. So I just wanted to be specific in saying that that's what we mean. The things about you that are great, that make you happy, that are some of your core traits that keep you in alignment with who you are, you have to stay true to those things. Yeah?
I agree.
And there's nothing wrong if you have a few negative traits here and there. Maybe you drink a little too much, or you have a few habits that they don't help with the happiness. They don't help with completing your goal in life, your life goals. There is nothing wrong in your partner trying to help you change those. Maybe not even change. Maybe just improve slightly.
Yeah.
Not saying that, oh, you're gonna go cold turkey and stop drinking, but like, just have a different relationship with that activity, basically. So I hope that they understand what we mean by saying. So to the people out there reflecting on their own relationships, Rochelle, how do they know that they're loving well?
I think like you need to reflect on some questions. Ask yourself, do I feel respected in this relationship? Can I really express myself the way that I want to? And do I feel emotionally safe? That's a very important one.
Very much
because
so.
Remember, guys, being in a relationship is not about staying together. It's about growing together. Because we all have our shortcomings, and sometimes we meet people that can help us improve on those things that we can work on.
Yeah. And guys, remember, relationships are not about perfection. It's about togetherness.
Right.
It's about healing together, growing together, and the willingness to keep going. Because a lot of people will ask, what's the secret? And they will ask it to people who've been in 20-year relationships and or more, because you know there have been people, and I'm telling you, some of those people, majority of them, those 20 years or 30 years or 40 years or 50 years were not the best years.
Right.
But what made them keep going is the fact that they both chose each other. If one person chooses and the other person gives up, it ends.
Yeah, it takes work from both parties.
As long as both people putting in the work and keep making the decision to choose each other, keep learning, keep growing, keep trying. That's, to me, that's a secret.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So guys, I want to give a conflict resolution tip that has helped me. I know everybody's different. Everything doesn't work for everybody, but hey, maybe you could try it out and see if it works for you. On YouTube, I saw a video where he basically was saying, if you have an orange, and you squeeze it, what juice is going to come out? Apple juice? No. Apple juice will never come out of an orange. Orange juice comes out of an orange. Right? Let's apply that to ourselves. The way that you react is a reflection of who you are. The more control you have over yourself and what you let be squeezed out of you can help you in how you resolve conflicts. So for an example, if you're a sweet person, a grape, and you're squeezed, then nice sweet grape juice will come out. Regardless if the person curses you, regardless if the person disrespects you, regardless, no matter what happens, if you squeeze a grape, nice sweet grape juice will come out. Put that in perspective for yourself, where no matter what's coming at you, you do not have to react like that person. The matching energy is not it. It's ruining your relationships. Do not match energy. In the moment, yes, you might feel your emotions rising and feel, hey, that person mad. But remind yourself, who am I? Keep telling yourself that. Who am I? I'm a grape. Nice sweet juice coming out of me. That's what's gonna come out of you. And let me tell you something. That's the best thing you can do for that person, because they're going to now feel kind of stupid.
Yes.
They're gonna feel like,
Because they're
wow,
not getting the reaction that they expected out of
I
you.
just disrespected this person. And they were like, okay.
So that actually makes them reflect on themselves.
Exactly.
Mm.
That's much better than matching energy and
Mhm.
going toe to toe. All that does is escalate things.
Yeah, and
So,
nothing changes. No.
In a
conflict
relationship,
resolution.
guys, I'm telling y'all, it would be much better, instead of matching energy, to remind yourself, who am I?
Mhm.
Am I that crazy person who likes to fight and yell and break things? Or do I want, or if you feel you're not that person yet, what person do you want to be?
Mm.
Do I want to be the calm, because that's what you want to receive? The way you are is what you're gonna receive, you know.
Mhm.
So I think
People of is that you deserve a love that supports your mental health and not one that slowly erodes it. So just keep that in mind, guys. And this has been Breaking the Silence. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, bye.